Hey guys, so I'm finally bringing you a tutorial. I know it's been a long time coming. Jayme shared her first tutorial back in like February, I believe, and a couple of you guys have requested a tutorial from me. So I am happy to oblige and do this. I am a little bit nervous, just a little bit. It's my first time trying to do this, and I'm going to attempt to do this in one take because my makeup is done now, but I'm going to show you how to get this look. It's just a great brown smoky tutorial, a little bit more of maybe a nighttime eye. I have no problems pulling this off in the daytime too. I think that it's a lot of fun to play with your makeup and yeah, just kind of be creative and express yourself through your makeup. And I love just going with a nude lip anytime I do a smoky eye. So if you would like to see what I did to achieve this look, then please keep watching. So as you can tell, I've already done my right eye. So now I'm going to show you step by step what I did. The first thing that I'm going to do is just use my Too Faced Shadow Insurance and just dab a little bit of that on my eyelid just to make sure that my eyeshadow is going to stay set all day. My probably #1 tip for beauty is to make sure to use an eyelid primer. That way your shadow is not going to crease throughout the day. So I just use my finger for this. I just dab it all over the lid. I am looking over here at a mirror just in case you guys wonder what I'm doing looking over here. I'm just going to apply that from my inner corner all the way up to my brow bone, and I'm going to just sweep it a little bit along my lower lash line. And that sets up really nicely for your eyeshadow. So the first shade that I'm going to use is this shade right here, which is called Kitten. Sorry, this one. And I'm going to take the Sigma Large Shader E60 brush, and I'm going to just get a little bit of that color on both sides of my brush. And I'm going to apply it from the inner corner to about 3/4 of the way across my lid. This is just the perfect like inner corner, inner eye color, like kind of just drag that out a little bit. And then I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to rub it off a little bit onto a washcloth. And then I'm going to go in with this color here, which is Sunset. Get a little bit of that on my brush as well. Tap it off. And I'm going to go in here on the outer corner, almost like starting at my crease. And I'm going to bring it down. I just drag it down to my lash line, and then I sweep it across my crease. And I'm going to take this color in to meet that inner color, so Kitten and Sunset will blend together here, and it just makes for a really pretty transition. Plus we're going to be kind of using a darker color on this outer eye, so I want to make sure that the Sunset color kind of really pops in like the middle of my eye. So I just blend that in, and it looks like a really harsh line right now, but we're going to blend that out. So then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out brushes. I'm going to go for my Sigma, this is the Medium Angled Shading E70. I love this brush for getting the outer corner, and I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is called Gilded Gold. Get a little bit of that on my brush, tap that off, and then just the same thing. I'm almost stamping the brush right there on my outer corner. And then I'm going to kind of be pushing that color in to my crease and just focusing this on the outer corner. I'm going to get a little bit more. You really want this color to be almost like your definer color, so you're really going to bring the dark kind of smokiness out from this eye with this shade here. And I'm just literally only focusing it there on the outer eye. And then I'm going to use what Jayme and I like to refer to as our magic brush, which is the Sigma Tapered Blending E40. We absolutely love this brush here. And I'm going to take this and go in with the color Bliss, which is kind of like a matte light brown. And I'm going to just sweep that in there, get a good amount on the brush, tap it off a little, and then starting on the outer corner here, I'm going to use that color to just blend. Just using windshield wiper motions, this is going to be what softens up the edges so that you don't have those harsh lines. Plus it kind of warms up the area of the brow bone. Okay, and then I'm going to put this brush away and grab, this is just a small little Sigma E25 blending brush. This, I believe, came free when the Essentials kit. When I got that, actually Jayme gave it to me as a Christmas gift. This was kind of like the free gift brush that you got at the time. And then I'm going to go in with this brush in this color, which is called Bear. And I'm going to just get that on there for my brow bone. Tap that off a little, and just underneath the arch of my brow to kind of the tip of my brow, I'm going to just apply that highlighter color just to kind of lighten up that area just a little bit. This is not a shimmery, like, kind of brow arch color. Sometimes I like to go in with a really shimmery, like champagne-y, almost gold, like a soft gold. Right there in the brow looks very, very pretty to do as well. But that is just going to give me a very light kind of like highlight to my arch underneath of my brow. And then I'm going to come back in with, this is actually a Sephora Professional brush. I like this one because it's a lot stiffer than the Sigma one that's the pointed, I forget what they call, pointed shader or something like that, but this is just a really good brush for getting and applying any shadow to like your lower lash line. So I'm going to go back to Gilded Gold, and I'm going to use that on the outer corner of my eye. And I love applying shadows to my lower lash line because it's really soft. I'm going to be going in there and doing something a little more dramatic with my eyeliner specifically, but I love just how soft it looks to drag your eyeshadow just down onto your lower lash line. And I'm going to brush that off a little bit, and then I'm going to go back in with the color Kitten, and I'm going to get that on the same brush, and I'm just going to pop that into my inner corner. Just focusing around the tear duct and then dragging it along my lower lash line to meet that Gilded Gold. Really brightens up and makes your eyes look more awake. So now I'm going to go in with the eyeliner that came in the Stila in the Light palette, which is this Smudge Stick Waterproof Eyeliner in Damsel. This is one of my favorite eyeliners. I love this one so much. And I'm just going to take that and I'm going to apply it to my waterline all the way across to the inner corner of my eye. A little bit lighter, not as heavy of a hand with it once you get to the inner corner. Just make sure you kind of rub that in a little bit to like just into your lashes so that it looks like it kind of blends. It's not going to be just on your waterline, it's going to go into your lower lashes just a little bit. And then I'm going to come in with the same eyeliner, and I'm going to do my upper lash line as well. And I always start on the outer corner and just take it in. And the closer that I get to my inner eye corner, then I'm going to make it the line thinner. But then I come back and I like to make this outer corner just a little bit thicker than the rest of the line. And then one of my favorite tricks for eyeliner, it's probably not a trick, everyone I'm sure does it, is to use a smudge brush. This is a Sephora smudge brush. Again, I just haven't gotten anything comparable to this in the Sigma brand, so I just take this and make that upper lash line liner just softer. So just kind of blend that. Soften that up a bit. And then I'm ready for mascara. I love this mascara. This is the Benefit They're Real, one of our favorites. And I'm going to apply this. Actually, I'm going to grab a mirror up close and use that for helping me apply my mascara. I like to kind of just really get in there and make sure that all of my lower lashes are coated. The thing with this Benefit mascara is that it really does lengthen your lashes so much. Like, I don't think that I have fabulous lashes. They're okay. I'm not going to complain about the length that they are, but this mascara just makes them kind of just awesome. And then I'm going to apply to my upper lashes as well. And I like to kind of just take my mascara wand and almost like twist it, roll it between my fingers, just to make sure that you're coating every single lash with the product. I always start on the outside, work my way in, and then come back and hit the middle and the outside again, just to lengthen that a little bit extra. Okay, so my eyes are done. Now I'm going to show you what I did to the rest of my face. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to work on my brows just a little bit. This is something that I picked up at IMATS in New York City. This is the Vanity Mark Ultra Glaze. This is in the shade called Auburnista. I love this product because I never find anything for brows for redheads. You can, but not normally in like a glaze. And I don't always fill in my brows with a pencil. So I just take this glaze here, start applying it to the inner part of my eyebrow, and then working my way out. Just dragging it to the tip of my brow. And then while that's still kind of wet, I like to come in with this little tool that I also picked up at IMATS at the same booth. This is a little Vanity Mark. It's got a comb on one end and a brush on the other. I like to take the brush and just distribute it all the way, the product all the way through, so that it's nice and even. And then I'm going to do my other eye as well, obviously. Just drag it out to the end a little bit. Make sure to fill in any empty spots that I might have in my brow, and then I'm going to take the brush and just comb it through. So, takes care of my brows for now. And then I'm going to also apply just a tad bit of bronzer. This is my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer that I absolutely love. It's my holy grail bronzer. I'm going to just swirl my brush in there, tap it off just a little bit, and I'm just going to apply that to the hollows of my cheeks, almost like, you know, make the fish face thing. And then go to the other side as well. And then I'm going to apply it along my hairline and across my temples. And then just sweep a little bit underneath of my jawline. And sometimes you can bring that down on your neck as well. And then I'll need to definitely use a blush. So, oh, by the way, I was using the bronzer. For the bronzer, I was using my Sigma Large Powder Brush and the F30. I love this brush. It's so super soft. It does shed a little bit on us, but it's not too bad. Jayme, I know, has the same problem with this brush sometimes, but I think it's actually getting better. But I have had these brushes for about a year and 3 months or so. So, now I'm going to use for blush my Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Glisten. I just love this. It's the perfect like pale pink shade. It's pale pink, but yet it's got a nice punch of color too. So I'm just going to dab my brush in there, and I'm just going to apply this to my cheeks. Kind of bring it up to just below my temples towards my hairline. Do the other side. And then I need a highlighter for sure. I'm going to just use this Clinique brush here. It doesn't have a number or anything on it. It came in a kit that I bought one time, or like a set, but it's a great brush for highlighter. And my favorite highlighter is actually something that I got from Makeup by Tiffany D. It's the MAC Pro Longwear eyeshadow in Carefree. And I love this because it's just got a gorgeous, like, it's not overly shimmery, but it has a gorgeous, just light shimmer. And it's a little bit of like a champagne color. So I'm going to get that on my brush and apply that just to the tops of my cheekbones and kind of to my, like, up to my temple as well. I like to just make sure that I'm highlighting like around my eyes. And then I'll get a little bit on my brush as well and kind of just dab it right there in between my eyebrows, kind of at the top of the bridge of my nose, and then also a little bit on my chin. Okay, and for my lips, I'm going to just use for a lipstick, this is the L'Oreal Color Riche $7.99 Caramel Latte. I'm just going to go with a nice nude since I have a little bit of a smoky or brown eye going on. I really love these L'Oreal lipsticks. They're very nice and creamy. And then I'm going to top that with a gloss from Bare Minerals. This is the Marvelous Moxie in the shade called Trailblazer. Just really think that this adds like a perfect amount of sparkle and shine to your lips. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I think it's something that's super easy for you to recreate at home. Even if you don't have the Stila in the Light palette, there are so many other wonderful palettes. Of course, you could achieve this eye with the Urban Decay Naked palette, or even like the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone would be also a really great palette to try for a good just nighttime's brown smoky eye. And again, this is the eyes. I just love it. I think that it's perfect for a good fun night out, and just a little bit of a nude lipstick and a little bit of color with some bronzer and then a pop of pink on your cheeks, and you are ready to go. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you think that I did okay for my first tutorial. I was a little nervous on this one, I have to be honest, but let us know if this is something that you would like to see Jayme and I to do more of. I am really excited to share it. I can't wait to see what you guys think, and definitely drop me a comment below and let me know. I want to definitely hear your feedback. Okay guys, until our next video, I'll see you later. Bye.